Something is stirring, shifting ground, it's just begun.
Merrily We Roll Along was the sixth collaboration between director Harold Prince and songwriter Stephen Sondheim. When it flopped, after only 2 weeks, the partnership that had revolutionized Broadway ground to a halt.
Art isn't easy, even when you're hot. Are these inventions of yours one of
Sondheim was so discouraged, he considered leaving the theater to write mystery novels.
When I first met Steve, he was pretty much down in the dumps. And so naively, I said, well, gee, you know, I'm sure we could sit down and think of a show that could be popular, you know, and could be successful. And he kind of looked at me like I was crazy and said, I would never do that.
Teaming with Lapine, Sondheim now developed his new work off-Broadway in a 150-seat theater called Playwrights Horizons.
bit by bit, putting it together, piece by piece, only way to make a work of art. Every moment makes a contribution, every little detail plays a part, having just the vision.
Drawing inspiration from an impressionist painting, Lapine and Sondheim juxtaposed the life of 19th century painter Georges Seurat with that of his great-grandson, George, a modern conceptual artist.
The art of making art is putting it together, bit by bit.
Sunday in the Park was this very intense, very personal show about the painter Georges Seurat and his passion for his art. At the same time, it really was a Broadway musical about how art is created and how even a musical is created.
Art isn't easy. Every minor detail is a major decision. Have to keep things in scale, have to hold to your vision. Every time I start to feel defensive, I remember lasers are expensive. What's a little cocktail conversation if it's going to get you your foundation, leading to a prominent commission, an exhibition in addition? Art isn't easy.
First presented as a workshop at Playwrights Horizons, the show transferred to Broadway before the second act was fully developed.
That whole Sunday process was just like watching a painting come together, particularly that painting, dot by dot. And as each song came in, as each lyric came in, the picture became more focused and the storytelling clearer. And it literally didn't come together till, I think a day or two before the critics arrived.
Order. Design.
Color and light has to show George's intense, trance-like, obsessive concentration. So, which accounts for the basic theme, which is
Bum 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 bum. Red.
when you see a guy do that over and over and over again, and when he's all done, he's got a little, square inch of canvas done, and then he's got to do another square inch. Now he's finished the hat. Now he's got to do another hat. You realize, and that's of course the way everybody who makes art does it.
Red, orange, orange, pick up blue, pick up red, pick up orange from the blue, green, blue, green, blue, green.
Steve Sondheim defines success entirely artistically and within his own vision. I don't think anything else enters into it for him. It makes it tough, I think, for his commercial producers, because they sometimes define success a little differently.
By the blue, purple, yellow, red water, on the green, purple, yellow, red grass.
What Sondheim has is an avant-garde sensibility in a popular art form. But when we start to see musicals about pointillism and making art, the musical has gone a long way from its original popular roots. And I think that is the strength and the weakness of Sondheim.
Sunday in the Park keeps layering on elements that seem pointillistic, that seem self-contained anecdotes.
Made of flecks of light.
And gradually, it all comes together in the first act to form a complete picture. At the same time, Seurat's masterpiece, comes together as a painting.
Stephen Sondheim right now is the history of the musical theater. I mean, he's that important. And people inside the theater, people who know theater, people who appreciate it, know that. It's why, in spite of his shows not necessarily always making money, there's always a line being formed to produce them.